When it came to the frame for the new bench, there were a few considerations apart from the obvious height and width. Firstly, how to mount the Stanton Bench to the frame. Also, how to ensure rigidity given the MFT top, which I also wanted to be able to remove if I needed to use it elsewhere. How to make sure I could still use the Bessie quick clamps through the dog holes, and how to make sure as many of those dog holes remained unimpeded as practical. The concept was developed to be a frame with supports which aligned with the Stanton Bench mounting holes. More on that in another video. And a frame that could support the benchtop extensions plus a vise on the left hand side. I elected to make the frame out of dimensional pine, mainly to save time, rather than having to dress construction grade timber. I can buy timber, but I can't buy more time. The legs are 90mm square and the rails are 90 by 45. Probably overkill, but it is strong and should last. It then became a relatively simple task to get started by cutting the timber to size and preparing the joinery. I glued up the top frame joints first. Once dry, the joints were cross-drilled and I glued some 8mm doweling in for mechanical strength. Most of the joints are half or full lap joints. Remember, you need to have a rebate on the front edge of the frame to allow for the way the apron on the Stanton Bench apron attaches. I placed the front rail of the top frame directly behind the apron attachment. This allows for the majority of dog holes to not become blind. I used a ratchet strap to ensure square during the glue up, as well as some homemade clamping squares. I should have used a temporary rail on the legs to help with this process and to keep them aligned in all planes. A lesson learnt for next time. The legs are a complex two-way lap joint, glued down with 8mm dowels in their faces. I had to 3D print a purpose-made jig to allow me to get into the joints to drill for the dowels. I added a sheet of ply on the underside of the frame to catch anything that fell through the dog holes and to save things from getting lost. And I added a strong frame towards the bottom of the legs to add a shelf for storage. The end result was a very sturdy and rigid frame. In the next video, I'll show you how I attached the Stanton Bench. Thanks for watching.